Hey guys, it's Missy again. So, I think I've already told you a little bit about my backyard and how beautiful it is. I've got some of the most rich, amazing soil. I know a lot of you are thinking Arizona must just be super flat and dry, full of, those like tumbleweeds that are just rolling across the plains. But that's not true at all. My backyard is like a forest. It is lush and green. I've got fig trees growing back there. I have lemon trees, other citrus trees like grapefruit as well, and I have a crazy ton of bamboo. They're 25 feet tall, and yeah, I'm growing so many of those. My area where I live, though, I water my backyard using irrigation. So basically, how it works is when it's my time to use it, we'll open the floodgates and let that into my pipe. And then once I open that, water will just flood out into my backyard area. I keep it running usually for about 3 hours until it looks like a lake in the backyard. But it's to the point where you can still drive on it and walk through it. It's fine. It's not going to be so deep that you sink or anything. But that's how I get it to look so green and lush back there. And the soil is perfect for growing things. It's rich and full of worms. So recently I decided that I wanted to make a garden as well and start growing plants like that. But you guys, I had no idea that a garden would be so tough. I was thinking, oh, no biggie, I can do this really easily. I'm a farmer. I've got this. And so I ordered some special soil to make these elevated garden beds so that I could grow the vegetables that I wanted. And I also had to take some wood and make these garden boxes themselves. But I also had to get this special tool. It was so much work, you guys, where I had to take all of the grass off and kind of till through the dirt there. And then when that was finally done, I had to order even more soil, this sort of specialty soil that would be good for my garden. And they literally brought it in the back of this huge dump truck and dumped it into my backyard. So I had to flatten it all out and put in the boxes, but it was finally time to plant the seeds. So I was really excited for that. I planted lettuce, spinach, red peppers, and what was the other one? Oh, and squash too. I planted squash. And, I was a beginner. I was kind of naive, not experienced, but I was like, let's just go for it and see what happens. And I had no idea that lettuce is literally the easiest thing to grow on planet Earth. You can take just one little seed and lettuce will grow from that. And the package was telling me to just plant one little seed at a time and space them out. And I was like, heck no, I'm not going to do that. So I just dumped the whole package into my garden. And then I planted, the spinach, the peppers. And when it came to the squash, I remembered my mom telling me that just planting one seed can grow so much squash. So you have to space them out really well. Otherwise, they're going to sort of overtake your garden and they'll just be a tangled mess where the squash won't even be able to grow. So I spaced those out really well. And I remember that every morning I had to water my plants. And another important thing is you have to talk to your plants too. You've got to talk with them. You have to say, please grow. You've got to be respectful, all of that. However, I started realizing that there were all of these birds that would come and peck at the seeds and at the plants that I was growing. So now I get why farmers always have a scarecrow in their garden. Because, yeah, they just kept coming back. It was so hard to get them away. I always had to just let my dog out so that he would scare them off. The squash was a total failure. I could not get it to grow. And same with the red peppers. They were not growing at all. After a few weeks, the spinach was starting to sprout a little bit, and the lettuce was already growing really well. And so the time went on, and Arizona has really temperate weather, so it's perfect for growing things like this. The lettuce and spinach grew really, really well. But you guys, if you've got cats or birds or any kind of animals, good luck with your garden. It's tough. Same with bugs, like they can infest and overtake your garden. Some people say they're good though, so I don't know. But I avoid using chemicals in my garden. I like to keep things organic, so I had to come up with different ways to take care of these plants naturally. And I had a baby at the time too. I had just given birth. So, oh my gosh, there was so much. It was tough. My husband was like, see, I told you, being a farmer is not easy. That's why they're always have dirt on their overalls and these tough calloused hands. And I was like, you're right. I didn't realize. So remember, you guys, I dumped the entire package of lettuce seeds. And so I had so much lettuce. It was coming out my ears. We had to eat them all day, every day. We were even giving them away, and we still had so much. People told us they were delicious because, fresh and wonderful lettuce is great. But we had so much. We had some spinach too, which was great, but not a single red pepper grew. And the squash, it grew, and it looked like we had some squash on the vines, but when you picked it up, the birds had pecked through it all the way, so there was nothing we could eat from that, which was really sad. I'm heading back to Arizona really soon, though. Next week, I should be going back. And so what I want to do is put plastic over the top of that, all the moisture in, and to keep the worms happy and healthy down there. And I'm going to be putting a big net over the top of my garden to block out those darn birds. So hopefully this year's crop will be a success, but we'll see.